Welcome back to the beginner exercise vault. So now that we have warmed up our bodies, it is now time to actually start lightly warming up our voices. So the very first exercise that I'd like for us to start to learn to do is going to be our lip trills. So a lip trill is essentially just lightly pressing lips together. You actually want space here. You don't want to be tight like this, right? We want to think about having as much space in the mouth as possible. So sometimes I like to just do this to start and then do a light hum, for example. Hum, hum. And again, you don't want to clench. You just want everything to feel nice and light. And so then once you do that, we can start now going into the trill. Okay, so for the trill, what you're essentially going to do is think about just throwing the air out. So we are engaging from our diaphragm here, and we're going to think about using the energy from the ground up. What you can do is you can stand up, place your feet firmly on the floor. I love to be barefoot when I do this stuff too. It's more freeing that way, and you can ground yourself. But for the sake of this exercise, we're just going to do it like this, where you're going to think about engaging from the, not even just the diaphragmatic muscles, but your pelvic floor muscles, and think about a zipper zipping up. Okay. So then you're going to take your breath, your nice full breath from the diaphragm and throughout the back. And then you're just going to throw out the air and let your lips come together and trill. Like that. And do that a few times. And I always like to just add some movement. So I use my hand to help me do it. And everything is relaxed. So as you do this, just play with it. I would advise pause the video here and start to play with it and see how you can build that mind muscle connection with the mouth and the diaphragm. All right, so now that we're back into it, let's start to just activate them a little bit more. So what I would advise next is to just do little bursts. So we go, and this is actually forcing us to use our diaphragm in a different way, where it's working like a little seesaw going back and forth. Going up and down, up and down, up and down. And then once you do that a few times, then I would go into the longer ones, going bottom up, for example. And notice how I use my hand again when I go down and up and around. And then if I want to go top to bottom, I'll start by throwing my hand up and coming down like this. So, and again, I would just advise playing with these. And on the next video, we'll actually put these to practice. But sometimes lip trills can take a second for people to get the hang of, which is why we're starting like this. And then once you get the hang of it, then I would advise going into the next exercise. Okay? Happy practicing, and I will see y'all in the next video. If you liked this video, go ahead and click the link below to join my free online community called the Peak Performing Vocalist for those who want a little bit more in-depth coaching and help on the vocal side of things and on the health side of things, so that way we can feel the best and perform the best that we can allow our bodies and our minds and our voices to be able to do. So click the link below to join my free online community called the Peak Performing Vocalist, and I look forward to seeing you inside the community.